Okay, let me start off this video and tell you right now, I've played a decent amount of games. And I feel like, I've enjoyed most of those games. But one genre of game that I have never, ever been able to get into, and I cannot tell you why, is Metroidvanias. I've never been able to do them. I've tried Super Metroid, Castlevania, all the classics, all the ones that people say, you have to play this game. It's super awesome. I can't play them. I can't get into them. I don't know why. So you can imagine my caution when I see somebody streaming a little game called Hollow Knight, and I think it looks really, really fun. So, despite my best warnings to myself, the next time I got some money, I bought the game. And I've taken about 50 plus hours to beat the game fully 100%, and I think it's about time that I gave my opinion about it to the world. After I first boot up this game, I immediately noticed something that Team Cherry figured out. They managed to capture a really amazing atmosphere within the first few seconds of the game. Like, right after it loads up, and you're in the game, and it's like, whoa, this is atmosphere. You know, the cinematic at the beginning sets up this world as old, worn, and dying, and the player character is just stumbling around in this ancient kingdom that's been on its last legs for a long time. I think the wonderful thing, though, about that is that right after, juxtaposed to this entrance that's just very old and worn, you get a little breath of life from a little town with just a couple bugs in it. You know, they're just kind of hanging about. And I think it's just such a wonderful thing to do, where you're exploring this huge map, which, by the way, the map is absolutely ginormous. And everything is decaying and dying, and everyone's all, just trying to, kill you and stuff like that, and you're just like, oh god, I gotta get out of here, this is a bad neighborhood. You find these little characters and these pockets of life that just really breathe into the game, and it makes every moment feel unique. I love that. Another part of this unique feeling of the game is that every area has its own song, its own little piece of sound that breathes into the area. You have the Fungo Wastes, which has its cute little dinky, boppy music about it. And then you have some place like Green Path that's just got a very natural feel to the music. The Forgotten Crossroads, it's very old, and you can tell that it's a place that is dying. And it breathes this different air into the game where it feels like every moment was handcrafted by the developers, and that is something that I have personally never experienced in another game. So now I hear what you're saying, but what about the gameplay? Where's the gameplay? And let me tell you, I've been waiting to tell you about the gameplay since I started talking about this game. So, recently, I feel like a lot of game developers are trying to find a sweet spot between just really stupidly easy, where it's like watching a movie, you're just kind of clicking buttons, just doing your thing, and then you don't die, and it's easy. Or they go the opposite, and they make another Dark Souls clone, or they make fucking hammer pot stupid game with Suck My Dick McGee telling you inspirational quotes all the time. But that's besides the point. Everybody is trying to do this thing where they find that sweet spot, but they're failing miserably. And something I love in a game is a challenge. Hollow Knight was the only game I played last year that gave me a reasonable challenge. There's lots of bosses in this game, and I'm telling you, there was one of them that I can't say the name of without spoiling and reliving past nightmares that whooped my ass about 700 times before I finally killed him. But the first time I killed him, I accidentally got hit by his last move, and then I died. So I had to beat him again. The wonderful thing about that, though, is that I really enjoyed the process of learning these things, the platforming, which is a very big part of the game, the combat, it's fine-tuned perfectly to itself, and the game is hard. It really is. You'll take hours to defeat a boss just to realize there's 5 other harder bosses out there ready to kick your ass. But the thing about that is that you improve. With each fight, with each battle, with each little encounter to little enemies around the map, which there are a lot of little enemies around the map, it makes you better. It makes your skills improve. And that's something that personally is an amazing feeling. You know, you start to notice things quicker. You start to be a lot better at platforming. You can fight basically anything you want without dying near the end of the game. About right now, I can go to the boss fight that gave me real big trouble in the beginning and just whoop his ass. Really, Team Cherry made a game that you learn with. And I absolutely love that, and the progression. A lot like other Metroidvanias, Hollow Knight has you roaming through the map, getting new spells, new items, new abilities, new combat methods that let you open up the map, and the world just kind of grows around you as your own, skill set grows. And something that's kind of special is like the evolution and how big it is. The map, as I said earlier, is gigantic. It is really big. There's a lot of stuff to cover in this map, and you get so many moves from doing this. And I really like the fighting style. It's just, you got your little nail around and some weird spells you learn from killing people. Of course, you can augment these spells and your nail and a lot more with little charms that you collect in the world. So you've got spells that you can use. You have your little nail that's, melee combat, plus an arsenal of a lot of charms that you can equip to make your character even stronger, even better. And the trying out different combos, seeing what you like, doing different things for different bosses, it's really quite a customizable experience, and it's wonderful to play with. So the atmosphere to this game is superb. The soundtrack, it is amazing, and it fits every moment of the game. The gameplay is fantastic. The evolution, the platforming, the combat, it all culminates into this experience that is just beautiful. And I don't know how else to describe it. If you're not convinced about this game, I don't know what will make you want to play it. I highly recommend this game to everyone. It is a wonderful experience. I'm going to give Hollow Knight a 10 out of 10.